Mic check. More Masters podcast. Yours main, of course, back with another Thinking Out Loud. Look, I know it's been a minute. I've been busy. I had a rough 2 weeks outside of here with work. So forgive me. I do got some interviews lined up to do. So hopefully we'll do that. First and foremost, I want to thank all the supporters, all the listeners. Um, definitely supporting the last episode. The Tyrus Tillman episode did very well. Probably my best numbers wise, of course, my best interview or podcast rather to date. We touched on some things, and I know that that's not always people's best topics when it's dealing with someone's sexual orientation or things of that nature. But I feel like I try to do a great job of it's for me more than anybody, but I try to do a really good job of making sure I never box myself in. So I'll do sports, I'll do arts, I'll do people with different sexual orientations. I'll do the Facebook conversation episodes. I'll do the thinking out loud. I'll touch on memes. I'll break down topics and just situations and things of that nature. I try to do a bunch of everything so that nobody can ever box me in and say, "Oh, he talks about this." If you're gonna box me in and have a broad term, it'll be more so just Augusta, Georgia, which is fine because I can break that down into a bunch of different things. But I never want to be boxed in with content, topic wise, and things that I talk about. I try to challenge myself with each episode, push myself forward, just to kind of keep me on my toes. I know a lot of people like to give me kudos and say I like everybody doing you might be the best at this and you might be the best at that. This is good going on a topic I want to get into, but I don't let stuff like that get to my head. I use that as fuel to be better and do better and get more or uh, get more people, to my audience, to capture more listeners, more ears, more people, make more connections, network better. So definitely, man, shout out to all the supporters, all the listeners, all the people who share the podcast, comment on the podcast. I definitely know I've been missed. I'm getting a lot of YouTube comments on older podcasts, so that's dope too. When I can not drop something, and I think the type of content I do, I think that it lasts so long and it's not microwavable. It's like it's one of them things where you can go back to it and it still hit the same. I don't always talk in the moment. A lot of time when I'm talking and I'm doing these episodes, it's for it to hit 10, 15, 5 years later. Sometimes I go to my podcast from months ago or 2 years ago, and I still like them. Now, editing wise, I'm different. I'm better at now, but the content itself, the audio itself, the conversation piece itself, I feel like I've done a great job since 2016, 2017 with conversations and how I set everything up. So once again, man, shout out to y'all, man. Like I said, sometimes I be gone for 2 weeks and you can't even tell because I got so much content. I started just really just put out snippets of episodes I did last year and just hit y'all with that for about 2 weeks. But like I said, I was super busy. I couldn't do it. Um, I guess while I'm here, I want to talk. I don't know how anybody feel about this. I want y'all opinion. Give me your opinion. We can have feedback on it, dialogue, whatever. You know, what's your state of mind like when you're not comfortable? Let me rewind that. What's your state of mind like, and how do you feel when you feel like you can't be yourself, or you feel like being yourself is becoming a problem for someone else or for some other group entity, whatever. Like for me, I feel like I have to be myself. Like if I can't be who I am and be who I am freely, like, and I say freely, I mean like I'm not being charismatic, or I'm not joking. I'm not being myself. Um, to appease another party, another entity, another group of people, whatever. I can't do that. I feel like no matter what, even in my corporate setting, in real life, I cannot do that. If I can't be myself, whatever's stopping me from being myself has to be gone. Like that's just me. I just can't do it. I have to be myself at all times. I cannot. I cannot dim my light for nobody. I can't be less charismatic for no other person. I can't not joke and make people laugh, or I can't do that. I gotta be myself. Like that's part of the reason why, like when you see a person or somebody who's passionate about something, part of what I do podcasting wise, like I'm so passionate in doing this because I'm able to be myself. My thinking out loud, I'm able to be myself. Just give y'all pieces of me or parts of me. I don't have to worry about how this person or that person or this people or these people gonna take what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying, and it's what I'm feeling. And it's no greater feeling than being able to be your true self at all times. That's an amazing feeling. And I feel like whenever if I ever feel like that's being taken away from me, uh, I get in this mode where anybody can leave, anybody can back off me, anybody can do whatever. I don't care. Like when I get in that mode, it's like whatever. 'Cause I like to be happy. Like I know I don't. I may not look at all the time. I may not smile. I do smile. You know, I'm older now, but I like to be happy, man. I like to be happy. I like to make people happy, and you know, I always want to do that. So I'm curious on how anybody else, when you feel like something or someone or um, whatever it is, you can have. You know, you got girls that got boyfriends that's insecure, or vice versa, insecurities that can hinder a relationship. I feel like any type of relationship I have with somebody, whether it be friendship, whether it be romantic, whether it be I don't care what it is, anything. I have to be able to be my true self and just be who I want to be, or be who I want to be, whatever however that looks for anybody. But I have to be able to be my true self in order for that to continue to blossom, that relationship to flourish, that relationship to grow, to sustain. I can't do it without being myself, right? So there's that. Also, speaking of relationships, you know, I feel like, you know, if you know me, you know that I want the best for damn near everybody I know. Um, I don't like to feel like when I'm talking to somebody or when I'm telling somebody something, whether I'm giving them game, whether I'm just helping them, whatever it is, I don't like to feel like I shouldn't be doing it. I don't like to feel like I'm beating them down or that they feel like I'm beating them down. It's hard for me to take certain it's hard for me to take certain excuses from certain people because I feel like it's not necessarily potential I'm seeing, but I just feel like I know people are better than the excuses they give. And I know that because I see them in other settings. And that's what's important. It's important to see people in multiple settings because seeing somebody in one setting, that's cool. I just know you from work and that's it. That's one setting. I don't know you from nothing else. But seeing somebody in multiple settings, whether it's work, whether it's being a parent, whether it's being a friend, whether it's being a sibling, whether it's being a child, whether it's being in charge, whether it's being someone who's taking orders, giving orders, whatever. Seeing somebody in multiple settings, you're able to see gears switch and you're able to see things that they're not looking at themselves in that moment as such, but you see it, right? And so sometimes people tell me things and you know, I know I'm probably gonna go on the ramp for a little bit right here, but you know, when people give me excuses or feel like they have to do certain things, and I feel like they ain't did all they could do to get something that they claim to be passionate about or they claim to love and want to do for real about, they ain't done all the things to make sure that flourish. I have questions. I question things, and I get upset. I'm not gonna. I get upset. I'm gonna get upset for you. This is me talking. I'm just thinking out loud. I get upset for you. Um, I'm not trying to be too specific, but I know I have to talk through and too. Sometimes this thinking out loud, when I'm talking to and through someone, I think that it might help somebody else. It may not, whatever. That's why I don't really say names too much, right? But talk to and through. I got a text today that said, "Yo, I'm thinking about getting a part time job," you know, and I'm like, "Why? Like, you got a whole business that I know for sure, if you put your best foot forward, you can make $100 an hour just off that alone. Why would you take more time away from the business because you already got a full time job? Why would you take more time away from that, more energy away from yourself instead of putting all that extra energy, any extra time you got into that to that baby that you have. This is your creation. This is your baby. This is something you're supposed to be passionate about. And it really bothered me because I'm like, damn, like, you talk to people, you talk a lot, and I know it's easier said than done in some things. Trust me, I know this. But I'm also somebody who I know it's booming now. I know this podcast thing is a booming thing now. Everybody love it. But guess what? You talk to somebody who did it when it wasn't a booming thing. When I had to pull up the definition for podcast people, which was just an audio file, right? And I was doing it then, and I never felt like I always loved it. So I never felt like I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to join forces. I ain't doing all that. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna try to win one by one. Do what I gotta do. But I'm put all my extra time into doing this. All my extra time into honing my craft. Whether that was studying up on other episodes, watching real good interviews, seeing how people didn't cut people off, asking certain type of questions, knowing to bring entertainment, how to make that mixture of entertainment with also education. You know what I'm saying? Some dumb stuff, but then throw some education in there. Act like you kind of dumb for entertainment, but also show them you smart for entertainment. So I had to, learn, and that stuff you do with the extra time you got. And so somebody that has a business and you're saying, well, I got a job, I'm gonna get another part-time job. So you're gonna take more time away from you, your family, and your business. You're gonna take more energy away from you, your family, and your business to pay some bills, whatever. When you can put all the energy into that, and then hopefully at some point, which everybody goal is different, but at some point, you then leave that job maybe. If not, it's fine. But to get another one in place of what you could be doing is just I don't like it, and it bothered me for a long time today. I just to the point where I don't think I even spoke a lot during the day, and it just was like you want so much better for people sometimes. Like you just want people to be ambitious. You want people to 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 just do well, to succeed, to win. Like and my only problem with these types of situations, and I don't think this is the case, but I don't like to want more for somebody else than they want for themselves. I don't like to feel like I want to see you win more than you want to see you win. I don't like that. Cause then I start having other feelings and I start to question other things, and then I'm questioning myself whether I'm wasting my breath or not. I'm questioning your passion for something or not. I'm questioning your dedication for something or not. Because why is it so easy to give up on something that you're passionate about, something you love? I'm not gonna lie, I had a rough 2 weeks. I couldn't record podcasting and I was working my ass off. They got a lot out of me, boy. I better get everything that's supposed to come my way. I'm telling you, because they work my ass off, right? And I felt the way because every day I went home. Every day I mean, it was days, I ain't no dirty guy, right? But it was days I fell asleep so quickly I couldn't even take a shower. I washed up in the morning, but I couldn't take a shower. Couldn't play with my daughter. I was so tired. 2 weeks was just draining me, and I couldn't record. But sometimes recording is the only thing that really give me more energy. Sometimes it's just the recording process, and the editing process, then putting it out, then the comments, and all that stuff is energy boosters. It makes me want to. So I said to say, I also understand when you're in a situation where you feel like you're not getting that, you're not getting enough hits on your business, you're not getting enough orders for a business that you're paying for this and paying for that. But it's the thing. I try to ask people, are you doing all that you can do? And I hate to put work into this, right? But I got a district manager, a woman, black woman too, cool person, but really don't take don't take no excuses. You could be down in sales. You don't call, hey, yo, what's going on? Where you down at? So first thing is you identifying, okay, you down in sales, but where are you down at? So is it plumbing? Is it this? Is it that? Where you down in sales at? Cool. Um, you go from there. All right, well, cool. Well, how you gonna make it up? All right, cool. You have a plan for that. All right, next plan. All right, we add in credit because you get credit apps, you get credit that bring revenue in. If I get a $5,000 credit card from you, I might spend $5,000 with you. If I'm down 5,000, you get a 5,000 credit card. You pass, you swipe your card, you buy this or you buy that, whatever. Now we up in sales. You do that a couple times, right? But the idea of what I'm saying is you're asking these questions and yeah, you got problems in front of you, but it's like, okay, what are some resolutions for what you can do? Are you doing everything you can do? Everything that's on sale, is it the sale price on it? Because Me walking through and wanting to buy a pressure washer and it say it's 219, but it's really on sale for 149, I may buy that pressure washer now, as well as the next 10 or 12 other customers that want to buy a pressure washer. So instead of not selling anything because it was 219, you done sold 10 or 12 because it was 149. So are you doing all you can do to make sure you make your sales? I'm sorry, I ain't trying to bring my corporate life into this, but it's just my mindset and how my mind is changing as I'm evolving and growing. And so when I see somebody, you know, seemingly willing to give up, or not even give up, but just, you know, go another route, when it's like you're not doing all you can do in this route. And I think people don't like to get out of their comfort zone. So shout out to Verge, man. Um, Shout out to him, man. You know, one thing I can say about him, man, he's a funny guy. For him. One thing I can say about him is super consistent. He posted a picture one day. I liked this picture. He inboxed me. I liked this picture. He inboxed me and said, "Yo, big bro, what size you want?" All I did was like the picture of what he posted. I ain't say I wanted one. I ain't say what size. I ain't say give me. I ain't said he inboxed me, which tells me that he probably inboxed every single person that liked the picture. Let's just say I don't know how many likes he got, but let's say he got 50 likes. So he DM'd 50 people. I bought one. By the way, I ain't picked my shirt up yet, so don't give my shirt away. But I bought one. I bought a set, right? So let's say for every 10 people he messaged, one person did buy one. Let's just say that. I don't know what his stats is. So out of the 50 people he asked, he got 5 people to buy something. And I don't know, it might have been $50, whatever. 5 times 50, 250. So he went from just posting a picture, he went from making no money on something to about 250. Now these numbers, I don't know. He could have made more money than that. I don't know. But he did a lot of he's doing all he can do. So you like the picture, cool. So now in his stats, his data, you don't like this picture. So you must like the gear. You must be trying to support. Let me go ahead and message you and let you know, like, yo, I got your size, whatever it is, medium, small, extra large, large, 5X, whatever whatever it is, right? I got that for you. And I always tell people I shop with him not because he got the best clothing line. I'm not saying he don't. That's not the right reason why. It's his hustles why I like him. It's like it's that hustler's mentality. He always working, always moving on to the next thing. And I feel like we got some immensely talented people in the city. I know personally some immensely talented people that I feel like if they just put forth the effort that they put in a 40-hour job, they put forth the effort they put into freaking wanting to watch every TV show that they hear about on TV. If they put their effort into their craft as much as they put into watching TikToks and stuff like that, they'll be way ahead of where they at. But it can't be me that only see it for you. You have to see it for yourself. Like at this point, and for me, I talk to people all the time. Sorry, I talk to people all the time. So it's not like I'm just saying something to say it, right? I give people a bunch of suggestions. Sometimes they do them, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But are you doing every single thing you can do to make sure you're putting yourself in position? I always use Verge as an example because I'm not sure what all he's doing. I can only speak for the things that I buy and why I buy them. But I spend with him because like, yo, I like that's amazing. I honestly used to do that. I remember having a podcast. If I hear that, I'm sorry. My little nephew in there, he making a lot of noise, shouting, I love him to death. But I had when I used to post my podcast, and or I go to on Facebook, somebody like something, somebody comment on something, or it's a dialogue happening of something I spoke about. I used to send my podcast to them in that thing. Sometimes they listen to it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it backfired me. I might have said something in the podcast they didn't like, whatever. But I'm doing everything I can do to try to expand my audience. Everything I can do. So my only ask with anybody that has a business that has a workspace, that has a brand, an entity, whatever you're doing, you know, I'm not anti-work. I got a job. I work a lot of hours. I'm not anti-work. And that comes first because it pays me so much more than what this can pay me, but I love this. So I make it work, right? If you have a brand, an entity, a space, a clothing line, whatever apparel you're doing, whatever you're doing, you have that. Please, before you think about working something else or doing this, put your best foot forward. If you got a full-time job and you got that, make that your part-time job. So instead of getting a job for 3 days a week from 6 to 11, go in your office, make some clothes, do some soul searching, some social media searching, whatever you're gonna do from that time, which would be 6 to 11, right? You do all that from that time span, you should be good. You should be good. You do all that from that time span. I'm not saying you're gonna make what you would make at whatever job you're gonna have. No, I'm not saying that, but the goal is for you to make more. The goal is for you to use that, make that business your part-time business until you can make it your full-time business. And then you can stop working for somebody else if that's your goal. Now, mind you, everything I said, if it's not your goal, if it's not a goal for you to stop working, if it's not a goal for you to ever, be full throttle with something you created, then fine. I tell you, with me with podcasting, I can't say that it's a goal of mine to speak for a living. I would like to. Is it a goal? I can't say. I got a bunch of goals right now. I'm still kind of young, so I got different goals happening for me right now that I'm trying to attain. However, if I was approached by a radio or a news station day, I would entertain it because of what the work I put in already, right? But it ain't my goal, so I'm not stopping anything I'm doing for this. So mind you, it ain't my goal, but you would think it is because of my dedication, the time I'm putting in, and I hate to keep comparing businesses and who you selling logos, or you making flyers, or you selling shirts, or you got a product, lotion, cream, whatever you do, toothbrushes, toothpaste, you know what I'm saying, lip gloss, you do hair, whatever it is you do, you know, I don't like always comparing that to necessarily podcasts, 'cause I get it, it's two different things. You ain't got to tell me. I understand that, but what I compare it to is something someone is passionate about, but also has a lot of other things going on, but keeping that passion within what you're doing. So I'm passionate about this podcast, and so I compare it to somebody doing hair, somebody cutting hair, somebody selling merchandise, somebody got a clothing line, somebody selling books, somebody selling flowers. I compare it to these things because those are also things that I'm assuming people are passionate about. If they aren't passionate about it, right? If they aren't passionate about it and they're doing it because it's a hustle, that's a little different. And that's just business. I get it. This ain't just business for me. It's a business side to this, but I would do this and make $0 because I love doing it. And I get it, everybody ain't able. You got people that wouldn't make clothes if they can't make the money. You got people that wouldn't make designs if they can't make the money. You got people that wouldn't do hair with money involved. I get that. I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to people that's passionate about what they doing and that turn the passion into some way they can make money. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking to. That's what I'm talking about. So, there's that. I'm sorry I went on a rampage, but and I hate to have the same conversations over and over again. And I feel like sometimes that's what I do. I think I'm allowed to be repetitive. But I feel like I got a voice. I have to use that voice, and I just feel like you can't throw in a towel on something, or you can't neglect. People, I see this a lot in my business, like in corporate America. People think you can run away from problems. So you be at one store, at this one company, all right, and you feel like, oh, this store is messed up because this is this and that, and they think they can go to another store and life just gets better, and it don't. Every store got their own problems. It's about how you going to deal with it. It's about you, really, and where you going to fit in at it. And the amount of time you put in to fix whatever issues you have. People try to run away from problems, but there's problems everywhere. You got a business, you got a money maker, and you got a job. Don't go get another job unless you have to. Make that money maker make money. Like you do here and you free from 6 to 11. Set it up 6 to 11 every day. Well, here you can do some discounts, whatever you gotta do to get it in, because you giving your energy and time and all this extra effort to another job. And if you couldn't do it then, if you can't make the money maker make money with having a full-time job and you got time in your day to do this, what makes you think you'll ever make money if you get another job? Now what happens when you get orders? Now what happens when somebody want a book? Now what's gonna happen when somebody wants a service? You're not free. You're not free. And that's my mindset. That's just my mindset. I know I hate doing that. I promise you, I don't like to break nothing down. It's just, it bothers me. I want people to win. And I see so much in a lot of people. I see so much in a lot of people. I really do. I wouldn't even spend time talking about this if it didn't bother me, or if I didn't feel like people could do more than what they're doing. I hate when my DM call me after these questions, but I understand it. I understand it. You can't not be making sales and you're not getting credit cards. You're not, you know, doing all the things you can do to make sure you set up for success and think, okay, well, I'll just do this. No, that's not that. You just running from something for a temporary fix. Just fix the issue there, plan, you know, prepare. You got to plan, you got to prepare. These are things you got to do. Brainstorm. Um, I wanted to touch on something though, and I didn't want to, spend too much time on that. It just, I'm passionate. I'm passionate about winning, people winning. I'm passionate about people around me doing well. I'm passionate about the people around me succeeding. Not giving up, and I want to big them up. That's why I talk about this stuff. I don't sit here and talk and say you're lazy, you're this. No, but I'll be honest with you. I get upset when I hear about somebody that I know should be working in the lab, in the office, doing this or whatever. When I get upset when I see them on TikTok all day. I get upset when I see they found a new show to binge watch. No, go binge create. Go binge create something. I get upset. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, but I get upset when I feel like they doing every other thing but something that they should think is important and should be important. If that's supposed to be your moneymaker, if that's your business, if that's your creation, if this is yours, it's your brand, you stand on, you stand behind it. I feel like sometimes people go harder for their job that will replace you in the snap of a finger than something they created. You created this. You spent your hard-earned money in this. You put your name out there. You know what I'm saying? You promoting this stuff. You making this stuff. You're the forefront of this stuff, and you got people that'll go harder for a place that will replace you in the snap of a finger than going harder for something that they created. It's just yours. You can't be replaced. It's all you. But they'll go harder for something else, and that's the craziest thing. I mean, that's what I said. It makes me ask questions whether or not people are really passionate about what they're doing, uh, or if it's just a fad. Which is another thing. I'm in the game where it's a fad to do this stuff. It's a fad to go buy a microphone, get you a little mixer. You know what I'm saying? Go to your cousin crib or whatever, and y'all. I ain't dissing nobody. If you podcasting, I'm gonna support you. But it's a fad. You got people that have live shows. They say, "Oh, come live with me at this time," and they're not consistent. They're not consistent. They mini podcasting. They mini stepping. They trying to do without doing it. They're not consistent at all. Very inconsistent. You see them here, you see them there, or you see them for a week or 2, 3 weeks, and they stop. That's fad stuff. It hurt me not to do a podcast for 2 weeks. I was pissed. Listening to Slim and them podcast, and it was great. It's amazing, by the way. Shout out to Slim. I'm like, fuck, I need to be podcasting. You know, I love to do what I'm doing, so that's just me, though, man. But I did want to touch on a topic, and I didn't think I was gonna talk this long. Let me start the camera real quick. All right. So I saw a meme. You know what I'm saying, on social media. I saw a meme on Facebook, and I actually wanted to talk about this a little longer. I ain't know I was gonna talk that long about that, but it's fine. I saw a meme on Facebook, and I'm gonna read it out, and I want to tell you about my opinion on it. Right? It says, small town popularity be having y'all mind gone. Laughing emoji. And one of the comments said, being lame in a small town is even more crazy because how you not known. So I don't care about that. The whole not known thing, you won't see me talking about that, 'cause I feel like you can be successful at anything you want to do. You can do a lot of things without being known, right? But it's the small town popularity wording for me. Nothing wrong with that, right? And now even my whole dialogue I've had today, my whole speech, I kept saying, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, right? And there's a reason behind that. I say if that's what you want to do because for people that live in a small town that may be successful in that small town, whatever, or they're content in life, they're happy where they at. Small town popularity is fine with them. That's all they want, and they good with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think if you have a small town popularity and you're acting like you're just worldwide known, that's a little different. I still don't understand why it would be somebody else's issue, but I can understand that. Uh, but my problem with that is I've seen people share it and this in the city, say something little slick stuff here and there. That's a jealousy share too. It's a jealousy. That's a jealousy share. What I mean by that is the person that typed that, I don't know where they was from. But when people from here, and when it reaches another small town, which is Augusta, Georgia, uh, when it reaches here and people share it and say certain things, it's a jealousy post. A lot of times, people get upset when you put, let me not say they get upset. People, I ain't gonna say that's why they get upset. People get upset. They're not even upset. They're jealous. They're envious of a following, of a, of a, not only a following, but a fan base rather that you have, right? People know you, you know, um, the the aura that comes with you and your name. They don't like that, right? Even though I'm not gonna get into it, they ain't seen the work you put in. They ain't seen the sleepless nights. They ain't seen the negative thing. So you got somebody that's known for fighting, right? You probably got beat up 3 or 4 times. They ain't see that. They just know you known for fighting, and they think they could fight. They could whoop your ass, and they're like, oh, he can't fight that. He just ain't went to the right person yet. That's jealousy. That's jealousy. Or yeah, this person act like this, like he all. This is the thing about that. If you're okay with it, like the having the small town popularity, and but that's all you want to do, and but that's your like you good with that. That's all you want. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Like don't let nobody tell you something is. The only wrong is if you're frowning upon people. Being popular don't necessarily mean being successful. Being popular don't necessarily mean you got it all put together. It just means you're known. People know of you. And it could be for good reasons, bad reasons, whatever. But don't let anybody make you feel like because you're popular in a small town that you're less than. And also don't let nobody feel like because you're popular in a small town that you're greater than. You know, both things can be true and false. I said to say, you know, I was talking earlier about just putting the work in. People knowing me, whatever. So I was at work on Wednesday. I had a walk on Wednesday. I knew the Lakers was gonna lose. First of all, I knew the Lakers was gonna lose on Wednesday because my walk went too damn good. And if you know the location I'm at, and my district manager, you know that that walk normally don't go that great, and it went damn good, like really really good. So I already knew Lakers was gonna lose that night. I said I can't have a full good day. There's no way. Something got to give. Sorry, LeBron. Lakers in 6. Um, with that being said, though, it was real busy. What I do now, I don't have to run the register, right? But I jumped on. So it was real busy. I jumped on. I'm checking these two guys out at the very end. I'm checking them out. They lost some money, had to go to the car and get it. So they come back to inside, whatever. And the guy goes, I said, hey, you shop at another other store? He's like, yeah. You used to work there, right? I said, yeah, I'm over here now. He was like, yeah. He's like, you went to Butler, right? Yeah, I went to Butler. Yeah. I was younger than you, man. I remember you in school. Okay, what's up? At this point, I'm letting it go. He was like, yeah. Don, your brother, right? Don, I'm like, yeah, Don, my brother, yeah. He said, yeah, man, yeah. Then right before he left, he said, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you more than the masters. I'm like, yeah, that's me. He's like, yo, appreciate you. Yeah, I like the stuff, man. Give me a 5, dap me up. I'm only telling this story in a sense, not to big myself up and like that. Like I'm happy it happened. Don't get me wrong. I'm at work, so I don't mix the two. I don't mix the two. So I'm at work, so I can't be too excited. But what I'm saying is, it took a while for him to even recognize who I am, but he still recognized from what I was doing. I don't know what episode he saw. I don't know, whether it's good or bad, but whatever it was that was it, he was able to connect me to More Than Masters podcast was really good because he smiled, he jumped up, gave me a five. It's a grown man, mind you. Give me a five. And it's wins like that. It's wins like that that I feel like even if I only get small town popularity, as long as I'm successful in other things in life, I'm fine with that. So if that's all it ever brought me was small town popularity, but in that process I'm able to educate people. I'm able to put a smile on people's face. I'm able to highlight people that wouldn't get highlighted in other areas of the city. And I'm able to highlight people at a me personally at a higher quality, whether it's questions, whether it's appearance, whether it's look, whether it's setup, whether it's clips, whatever, at a higher quality than some of these $1 million companies in the city. And if I only get from that as well as some small town popularity, I'm fine as long as I'm able to be successful in other places in life. So I say it to say, you know, don't make uh any kind of small town popularity. Don't downsize that. Don't downplay that as if it's nothing. Because a lot of people that say it's nothing don't even have that. And I'm not saying it's easy to get, hard to get. 'Cause I don't know. I don't really care. I've never not been like known, I guess, so to speak. My charisma, my me being me, whether it's my standoffish ways, whether it's my charisma, whether it's my lack of speaking, or whether it's my speaking too much, or whatever you know me for, sports, being funny, being smart, being to myself, whatever you know me for, that has normally uh, had me at a nice level of being, I guess, known, so to speak, without saying too much. So I don't know what it feels like to just not nobody not know you. I don't know how it feels. But I would, if it's me, people would know me because whatever I'm passionate about, you're gonna know me for something like that. So if you ain't know me before, you knew me from school, or you knew me for my brother played basketball, or podcast, whatever. At some point, you gonna know me for something. So you knew me because my brother played ball, but I was his biggest cheerleader. I don't care. I'm the biggest cheerleader. I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. So yeah, you know me for my brother playing ball, but subconsciously you know me because he the one always supporting that boy. He the one always sharing that stuff. He the one always posting them clips. He the one always, you know. So I'm always gonna be known for something. I don't care what it is. Like, I'm gonna be known for something. I'm gonna do it to the best of my abilities. I was the best cheerleader for my brother. I was the best this. I'm trying to be the best, speaker in the city. It's some tough competition out there. Some real good people out there. So, I try to be the best at what I'm doing, and I try to push forward everything I do. I want to touch one last thing before I get out of here. This is long. Jesus Christ. Almost ain't record, man. I was in a bad mood. My mood had changed. I just don't like space is everything, man. Like when you come into record and you got to get yourself in a certain space. I went to the studio and I should have just recorded it. I should have just went ahead and did it, but something stopped me. I don't get too much into it. Something stopped me, and then I came home and I almost didn't do it. And I'm trying to set up. I'm in my room right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't record in this room. Last time I recorded in this room, I was in that corner over there and I had to put somebody in their place. I was in that corner and I put somebody in the corner. Let me stop bringing old stuff. But I don't record. I don't bring my recording stuff here. I said, bring my light, bring my camera stand. We just rock out here. My camera's not even on the stand right now. My camera's on a box. That's why it's crooked. If you can see, it's crooked. If you look back there, it's kind of crooked. But we're gonna rock out anyway. Um, yeah. So the small town popularity. Don't beat people up too much for that. I don't necessarily care about it. Like I said, I don't care, but I do feel like if you're somebody who your goal isn't to be worldwide known or known outside the state or even known, but you're take that as a win, and use that win to do something. So with my quote unquote small town popularity that I may or may not have, I use it to uh, shed light on others. I use it to put other people up. I use it to bring awareness to other people. So I'm cool with that if I don't ever get nothing else from this. As long as I'm successful at something else in life, I'll be cool with being just main for more than the masters. I'm cool with that. Trust me. Um, Not for nothing. Real quick, I want to throw this in there. Um, I had a meeting with somebody the other day. Shout out to Donald. I'm gonna just say I had a meeting with Donald the other day, and we discussed some things and discussed some business, something like that. And I think we talked a number and something. And I really wanted to put this out there. And shout out to him once again. No bad blood, none at all. But we talked something and I threw some numbers out and he was like, that's it. I'm like, yeah. He like, hmm, those crackhead prices. You know what I'm saying? And I said to say this to anybody that's out there, right? Really sit down a little bit. Think about all you do. Think about what you charge for what you do. Think about how much it takes. Think about the market charge rate versus what you do. If you do more, should you charge more, charge less? Don't sell yourself short. That conversation with him really had me thinking about, some of the things I'm doing and do, and whether or not I'm selling myself short. I know Ken tell me all the time. Sometimes Slim tell me. You know what I'm saying? I got people that's in my life, partner wise. They tell me. Uh, so you know, I have to sit back myself. I could tell you all this information. I have to sit back myself and really sit down and just look at prices for certain things I'm doing, and whether or not I should charge for other things that I'm not charging for right now, based on some of the things that I can and can't do. So, that's about that. My last thing I want to end with is, man, is this. I just watched a guy named Xavier. I think his name is Xavier Comer. I watched his story. First of all, shout out to him. In his story, he talked about showing up. He said, sometimes it's just about showing up. You never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes it's just literally about showing up. That's it. He told a story about how he's supposed to be somewhere where they was gonna be talking about a guy, and a lot of people didn't show up. He didn't want to show up. He didn't want to go to school that day. He didn't want to go to class, but he showed up. So instead of learning about that guy, because apparently nobody else showed up, but he showed up, and instead of learning about that guy asked him questions about him. Right? He asked him questions about him. Found out he wanted to get into real estate. He's now an intern for one of the best real estate agencies in Central Florida, per his story, right? And first of all, congrats to you, Xavier. If you about my taggers, I don't know. Congrats to you. Congrats, man. That's very very, very good and very amazing story, by the way. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that as I leave out, man. Showing up. I'm somebody, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a realist. I'm somebody in my field. I would tell anybody in a heartbeat, showing up is half the battle, but it's a big half of the battle. Showing up is such a big half of the battle that just doing that half can coast you on the other half alone. Showing up is a big, intricate part of any type of success that you're gonna receive in life. I said to say, I know I spoke a lot about, people not doing all they can do. People quitting giving up. Are you really passionate about what you're doing? Is it really a passion for you? Do you really want to do what you're doing? Is it just a fad? Or are you just following the trend? Showing up is really what separates people that's passionate about this and people that ain't passionate about certain things. Showing up is really what separates people that are serious about everything they're trying to do and people that ain't serious. People that ain't serious about something, they don't show up. They don't show up. Showing up will get you a 20-person order just because you showed up somewhere. Showing up on somebody's timeline. Showing up physically in somebody's presence. Posting something. Putting a little ad behind it. You showed up on my timeline. Hey, you make shirts? Oh, word. I need some shirts for my family union. Can you give me a prototype? You showed up. Just because you showed up, you got that big order now. You know what I'm saying? So I like this story. I want to leave y'all with that. If nothing else, man, like show up. Like show up. And he made a good point. He said a lot of times it's the times when you don't want to show up that matter the most. I can't tell you how many times I didn't want to go somewhere. I didn't want to do something. I showed up and it worked out for me. Even in podcasts when I'm doing interviews, like sometimes it's certain interviews I'm just not up for. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not up for. I'm tired. Today I'm tired. I feel like this is a good thing allowed. I showed up. I showed up. Even my energy being off. I had good energy about to record. Then my energy just got deflated. Gone. Showed up. Sometimes it's just about showing up, man. Sometimes it's just about showing up. I will tell you this though, showing up, because I want, not saying perfection, but I want the most and the best out of people. So I'm gonna tell you for real, showing up ain't everything. It ain't the whole battle, but it's a very, very important piece to success, to winning anything, to being successful in anything. You got to show up. So it's not everything. You got to do, you got to grow, you got to learn, you got to strategize, you got to plan, you got to perfect. But before you do all that, you got to show up. So, One Message Podcast, we out. Another Thinking Out Loud. Show up.